Josh Beatar, post-fight here at Beatdown Promotions 5, and I'm joined by Damien Brown after another yet successful event, mate. It was a wonderful fight night all round, especially the main event. I want to get, first of all, your thoughts on the main event because I think Jamie shocked a lot of people tonight.
Yeah, look, I think, man, where do I start, really? The event was amazing. I think a lot of people would assume that I've said this before, but if you look on paper, people think there's mismatches. I do my research. I know how the game works. I've been around a long time. And I think everyone just discredited Jamie's ability to get a win tonight. Yeah. And, I think obviously it was a mistake. Janae's, she's a phenomenal athlete. She's been around for a long time. Me and her have known each other for a long time. It was a pleasure and a privilege to have her on my event, especially off the back of a Bellator contract. But Jamie went out there and, as they say, shocked the world.
Yeah, she did.
But I think people don't look deep enough to work out whether or not matches are worth putting together.
Definitely. So. Well, we spoke with Jamie post-fight, and she sort of said that, she'd love a crack at the PFL. Obviously, they've got a pretty established featherweight division. Is that something you can see her, being a viable contender in?
Oh, look, man, I actually just talked to her, and, the problem is when you can't get fights, you've got to take the fights you can get, and then when you win them, you've got problems. Yeah. So her problem right now is she's just beaten Janae, who is off the back of, like I said, a Bellator contract, has been on the international stage for a long period of time, and what's next? What featherweight's going to fight her now, So that's the problem that she's probably going to face now, and that's her manager's problem to deal with, not mine. But yeah, there's certain weight classes, particularly like flyweights and heavyweights and whatnot, male or female, where, you take what you can get. Yeah. And if you take something that's a big opportunity and you potentially are a big underdog or something like that, and you win, then you've got another problem to face, which is what's next.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we were debating in here, throughout the night on the fight of the night. I think there was a couple of contenders. I think Caleb Miller's in the running. I think Elizabeth Famuawina, she had a wonderful fight as well, especially in the main event. Jamie, which was your fight of the night tonight?
Look, I'll leave it to the people that decide to decide, but I'd be a little biased if I said Caleb, but it'd be hard to argue. Yeah. As you said, the guys threw down, and it wasn't a one-sided affair. Yep. It was 29-28 across the board. Shem won the first round. I told Caleb that, and I'll tell you what, there's something you can't teach, and that's people to walk into the fire. Yeah. Most guys, when they walk into the fire, they tend to back off if they get clipped, and that kid will keep coming forward. So, we told him in the third round that he had to get in his face, yeah. And he's done that in the past, and he did it again tonight. And it would be hard to argue that he's not fight of the night, but again, I'll leave the decisions out of my hands, so as there's no bias, and I get other people to make the decisions. So. It'd be hard to argue that one.
Yeah, 100%. Last one from me, Damo. Obviously, it's late, so I want to let you get out of here. But Beatdown 6, any news on a date or when we can expect? I'd imagine it'd be sometime the start of next year. You've had 3 successful events this year. I think what you guys have done this year is completely topped last year, and I'm very much looking forward to Beatdown 6. So, is there a date locked in for that as of yet? When can we expect Beatdown 6?
Oh man, I'd love to run another one this year, but everyone that's a part of my team. I don't do this myself. There's a lot of people that make this happen. And, I always say this in business. I'm an ideas guy, and other people make my ideas come to fruition. So, we're looking at the start of next year. Mm-hmm. We do have a date set, but it could change. So I'm not gonna put it out there. Yep. But we are looking at March. So. Okay. So yeah, I'm looking for a big year next year. I'm not really looking to be a touring show as far as state to state goes, but who knows where we could be in Queensland. And awesome. I'm very excited for what 2024 holds for Beatdown Promotions. I, again, am not a promoter to make money, but far out, man. I fucking love it. Like
Yeah.
it's like fighting became an addiction, and for some reason promoting's become the same. You know, it's I've got a wonderful team. You know, from the guys that helped me set up, that volunteered their time yesterday, to the people that volunteered their time tonight, to make the show run smooth, and then all the way through to the people that are packing up right now.
Yeah.
That really just do it because you know, it's one team, one dream at Base Training Centre, and you know, we just hang out with each other for like 2 or 3 days. So we love it, and next year is going to be a massive year.
Definitely. Well, look, you're back in the competing circle with the grappling match coming up soon. So.
Oh yeah, yeah, far out, man. I grappling Simon Carson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably should make sure I don't get on the beers later. Hey, nah, you know, I'm not really worried about grappling. It's you know, I said this in another interview recently. You know, grappling for me is like if you asked an NRL player to play a game of rugby league on the weekend, he'd charge you. But if you asked him to play touch footy, he'd do it in a park. And that's really what grappling's like for me. So, you know, for some it's their fight. For me, it's just a hobby. So, yeah, I love it, man. I can't wait.
Awesome. Damo, it's always a pleasure. Thank you very much for your time, mate. Thank you.
Pleasure, man.